Have you ever looked at your S-REIT, saw the price jump 20%, and thought, should I take profit or keep it forever for the dividends? It's a classic Singapore investor dilemma. Many of us buy REITs for income, then get stuck when price moves faster than DPU. Here's the surprising truth. You don't need a guess. I've boiled this into 7 crucial points that will change how you decide. Use them and you'll protect your income, lock in gains, and upgrade quality in a higher for longer rates world. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Iggy, and I've been covering topics like stocks, finance, CPF, and everything related to growing your wealth right here in Singapore. The investing Iguana is ranked 8th in the 2024 Influential Tigers by Tiger Brokers. We just crossed the 1 million mark for number of reads and 58,000 likes. I've produced over 1,000 videos with more than 600,000 watch hours as of August 2025. I also focus on regional and global economic trends. If you're serious about taking your Singaporean investment journey to the next level, you'll want to hear this. Here's what we'll cover. 1. Your objective and personal hurdle rate. 2. The re-underwrite. Business first, stock second. Forward yield versus yield on cost, and why the latter misleads. 4. Valuation and rate sensitivity. 5. Risk controls and position sizing. 6. The hold, trim, rotate decision rules. 7. A 10-minute process you can reuse for every S-REIT. Point 1. Your objective and hurdle rate. Start with intent. Are you income first or total return focused? Are you in accumulation or drawdown? In Singapore, we have clear anchors. CPF SA pays about 4% per year. Short T-bills and SGS have hovered roughly in the low to mid 3% range this year. Add 1-2% equity premium for taking REIT risk. That gives you a personal hurdle, often 5 to 6% for many investors. If your REIT's realistic forward return won't clear your hurdle, it's a trim or rotate candidate. Think of CPF SA as the no stress baseline. If your REIT's forward yield sits near that level, why carry equity volatility unless there's credible DPU growth or sponsor quality that upgrades your income durability? Point 2. Re-underwrite the REIT. Before reacting to price, check the business. Focus on debt, gearing, interest coverage, average cost of debt, percent fixed rate, and weighed, how long till the debt wall, cash flows, occupancy, lease profile, rental reversions, tenant concentration, sponsor, access to capital, pipeline, execution record. If more than 15 to 20% of debt matures in the next 12 months and fixed rate coverage is thin, DPU is more vulnerable. Strong sponsors handle refinancing and asset recycling better. In short, balance sheet strength and sponsor quality keep income stable when rates bite. Point 3. Forward yield versus yield on cost. Yield on cost is a feel-good number from the past. Decisions should use forward yield, DPU divided by today's price. Imagine you bought at $1 with 5.5 cents DPU, 5.5% yield. Price rallies to $1.20 and DPU is flat. Your yield on cost stays 5.5%, but your forward yield is now 4.58%. Which one pays your next year's bills? Forward yield. Pair that with expected DPU growth from reversions and AEIs. If the sum falls short of your hurdle, the math says trim or rotate. Quick question. If you can switch to a stronger sponsor at similar yield but lower refinancing risk, why stay put? Point 4. Valuation and rate sensitivity. Valuation is your shock absorber. When PB is above its 5-year average and the yield spread to 10-year SGS is tight, the downside to a rate surprise grows. That's when trims make sense, especially if DPU growth is limited. Conversely, when spreads widen due to risk off and fundamentals are intact, that's when selective buying can set you up for both income and recovery upside. Remember, a high percent of fixed rate debt buys time, not immunity. Watch the refinancing year by year. If the wall is close, even a small move in rates can pinch DPU. Point 5. Risk controls and position sizing. Don't let a winner turn into a single point of failure. Keep any one REIT within 10-15% of your dividend portfolio, unless it's top tier in sponsor and balance sheet. Diversify across sectors. Suburban retail and defensive industrial tend to be more resilient. Office and short lease logistics can be more rate sensitive. Consider FX exposure for overseas assets. Distributions can swing with currency moves. Now that the foundations are set, let's pivot to how you make the actual call. Point 6. Hold, trim, or rotate rules. Hold when forward yield clears your hurdle, spread to SGS is reasonable, debt metrics are sound, and you can see DPU support from positive reversions or smart recycling. Trim when forward yield compresses below your hurdle after a rally, valuation is rich versus history, spreads are tight, or your position size is too large. Rotate when you can move to a stronger sponsor, wider spread, or longer wade at similar or better forward yield. Rotation is not about chasing a bigger headline yield, it's about improving income durability. For even more detailed charts, deeper dives into the data, and a full written breakdown of today's topic, make sure to check out our Substack. The link is right there in the description. Point 7. A 10-minute repeatable process. 1. Pull current price and last 12-month DPU. Compute forward yield. 2. Set your hurdle using CPF SA and T-bill like SGS plus equity premium. 3. Check valuation versus history. PB, yield spread to SGS. Is the spread tight or wide? 4. Review debt, percent fixed, wade, next 12-month maturities, interest coverage. 5. Decide. Hold if you clear the hurdle with reasonable valuation and solid debt. Trim if you don't. Rotate if you can upgrade quality at similar yield. 6. Apply guardrails, concentration limits, sector balance, sponsor first. What's one S-REIT in your portfolio where the forward yield has slipped under your hurdle? Would a partial trim and rotation to a stronger balance sheet increase your sleep at night factor? Iggy's personal take. For Singapore investors, this decision is more than a spreadsheet. We invest for reliable income that complements CPF and buffers property-heavy portfolios. In a higher for longer backdrop, the winners have strong sponsors, longer wade, and healthy fixed-rate buffers. My direct advice, set a clear hurdle using CPF SA and T-bill levels. If your REIT's forward yield plus realistic growth doesn't exceed that hurdle, trim or rotate. If it does, and the balance sheet is clean, hold and let time do the work. From years of reviewing SGX names, the biggest regret I hear is not taking a partial profit when spreads were tight and debt walls were near. The second biggest regret is chasing the highest yield and ignoring sponsor quality. Avoid both. Upgrade quality when the numbers tell you to, even if the yield is the same. You're buying durability. Outro. We covered your objective and hurdle, the re-underwrite, forward yield versus yield on cost, valuation and rate sensitivity, risk controls, the hold, trim/rotate rules, and a 10-minute process you can run anytime. Use this and you'll stop guessing and start allocating like a pro. So, we've broken down the S-REIT dividend dilemma, and I've given you my personal take on how it applies to your journey here in Singapore. If you found this video helpful and want to seriously level up your investing game, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Investing Iguana channel so you don't miss our next insights. And for those who want to be truly ahead, our premium members gain exclusive early access to all our videos, often a full week before anyone else sees them. This means you get Iggy's detailed analyses and urgent insights on major market moves directly to your inbox, giving you a significant head start. It's just $3 a month, about the price of a cup of coffee. Think of it as your consistent daily dose of financial fuel for smarter decisions, delivered before the masses. Ready to join the inner circle and get that early edge? Just click the link in the description below to become a premium member today. Watch next. Check out our video on building a CPF first investment plan that stacks with REIT income for a resilient, Singapore-focused portfolio.